believe I've run out of gas. Oh, it's empty. Do this too much. That's why I carry a gas can with me. So, maybe if I just set up a gas gauge on my Holley dash, I won't have to walk anymore like this with this can. I'm tired of walking. Gas gauge working, and this is how it looks done. And there's a little additional something here. When I get down to under 10%, I have set it up for something I have a hard time ignoring when I get low on gas. Fuel level on Holley Pro Dash. How do I do it successfully? Follow along. All right, so in the gas tank area, I don't have to worry about this because I've got positive and negative going right to the fuel pump on one bulkhead, and another one is dedicated positive and negative to the sending unit. Now, if you've got one of those sending units that shares the ground, you're gonna have to get a bulkhead. That'll show up right here from Racetronics. When you get your Racetronics bulkhead, you'll be able to have a ground for the sending unit itself, and the Racetronics ground will give the fuel pump its ground. It's probably better that you do the Racetronics because it's going to be passing more amperage anyway. All right, we got my V6 software up. This you can do with an HP and Dominator, but you cannot do with Terminator X. Why? Yeah, it's an HP. Yeah, being that you're on an HP, if you only have 4 inputs and 4 outputs, it really wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. But I've got an HP on the bench, so let's show you that. Inputs. We're going to add an input here. And we want thermistor. And let's call it fuel gauge. Fuel level, that's what I'll call it, fuel level. Configure. Type. What type? Custom thermistor. Minimum we want 0%, maximum we want 100%. Only because it makes sense. Display maximum 100, display minimum. Caution minimum. Well, let's see here. Oh, maybe we want our caution. Give us a red warning when we get down to like 10%. Caution maximum, we don't care about caution. Normal maximum. Normal minimum. Oh, let's call it 12%. Well, that just flipped on me. 10. See what happens here? Your gauge is green, and then when it gets to 12%, it's going to go yellow, and then when it gets 10, it'll go red. It doesn't matter. All right, resistance. Let's say I have a 0 to 90 ohm deal. 0 is cool. 90 here. Highlight. Fill row values. And then it gives me that. And my percentage. 100% is my level. 0% is my empty. Fill row values. There, I've got my slope. Now that's theoretically what your gauge is. So, pin map, inputs. I have a thermistor up here, fuel level. Let's take that. See where I'm allowed to put it? I'm allowed to put it in my thermistor because I've got a T. No kidding, right? Okay, so that's J1A13. We can send this to the ECU now. Yeah, I gotta turn that off. Send it to the ECU. And then we'll wire it up. And you see there, we can just cycle the power. And you don't have to wait for that, you can shut that off. Now one of the things you're gonna wanna do is go in here and let's just pick we're going to call that, that's going to be our fuel level. So, where are we at? Fuel level, the one I just made, see? Fuel level. Minimum 0, maximum 100. Okay. Look at that, I have a fuel level now. So let's wire it up. Okay, I have wired in. So we'll hit USB link. You know what? Yeah, USB link. It's going to put it online. It's online. See there, it says online. I'll go to my gauges. Fuel level. I've got a sending unit here. Watch this. And you'll notice as it gets lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. Look at this, yellow, I'm 12%, and it's red warning. So, should you not want to buy a Pro Dash, you can do this. All right, what do I need to put this into a Pro Dash? Look at your pin map. Sensor ground 26. Oh, that's already in. And then we need 21, which is IO7. Fuel level. .26 is right there. And now you need 21. Get it nailed down. Menu. Configuration. Dash configuration. Remember I said it was IO7? Why is it named that? I don't know. And I always put something behind it just because I want to be sure I'm looking for what I'm looking for. Okay, so we'll call it fuel level 1 for the heck of it. 0 to 90. Well, what if you weren't 0 to 90? You can go over here. And remember that thing was not, in the other one it was not 0. It was like 7 or something. We'll just put in 3. And 90 was more like 88. Linearize X. And look at there, I'm 3 to 88. Save. Now, if yours is 240 to 40 or some other number, put that in there. And this is just a note in here, it doesn't matter. See here, notes. You just put in whatever, it doesn't matter. So, okay. So let's go. Okay, here. And then we're going to do customize and pick a dash to add a gas gauge to. I don't want to add it to that one. We'll just add it here. We'll change fuel pressure. No, my finger got too big there. Fuel pressure. Customize. Fuel pressure. And just say all channels, include disabled. That way you'll find it for sure. Fuel level 1, I just saw it. There it is, see? Fuel level 1. Okay. And then we have to build all this out. Okay, fuel level. Let's see, this is PSI. You don't want PSI, you want percent. Symbols. Well, you could actually put the gas gauge symbol if you want. See, there's the little gas gauge symbol. Isn't that nice? Range 0 to 100. Okay. Okay. See, it's all working there. Okay. Save. All right, now let's move this sender. It doesn't work. Why? See there? It's as easy as that. All right, I've got this on this goofy custom gauge here. Customize. Okay. Fuel level. Customize. Fuel level 1. 0 to 100. Save. How you like that? All right, last thing, let's go and customize this one more time. And this is, you'll see now why I put fuel level 1 on here. We're going to pick a different one. Because if you'll remember when I put it in the HP, I just had it regular fuel level is how I had it written down. I think I had his IO input. See, fuel level. That's my IO input from the ECU. Okay. Save. And somehow I've got it goofed up here. Okay. I had my ECU ground set up wrong. Got it. Now that's going fuel level, sending unit into the ECU, processing through the ECU, and then sending across to the dash. Alright, so now I'm going to have a fuel gauge. And let's just make that one so I can see it, but I've got it in a couple places. I've got it right there. And I've got it right there digitally. So I shouldn't have trouble running out of gas now.